everybody, welcome back to the channel. It has been a crazy week with freelance. I worked a hockey game last night. I got stuff going on tonight. But this morning, I got a chance to get out and I'm gonna go get some gravel therapy. I'm gonna go check out a route that was closed last summer and I wasn't able to include it in the Southeast Minnesota Adventure Trail that I did. Should be open now and it's gonna be a beautiful sunny drive. Well, I'm not sure you could tell from the beginning of the introduction, but this definitely wasn't going to be one of those smooth running days out exploring back roads. Now, I was excited to get out and show you this awesome back road area, but things seemed to go south and not in a good way pretty quick. First, I forgot my pocket Osmo and my microphones, so I apologize for this crappy audio and making you read my adventure. I was also soon going to have a confrontation that has me thinking how I can revamp the way I highlight and record these back roads and byways. This section near Welch Village, I had to bypass last year due to flooding when I did the Southeast Minnesota Adventure Trail. Now that it's fall and it's really like the last nice weekend, we actually could get snow next weekend and it could be the snow that sticks around for the rest of winter. So I'm excited to get out and go run this section I missed last summer because it's one of my favorite sections of gravel roads near Red Wing. It's beautiful, it's scenic, and it runs along the Cannon River. And it's fun on a motorcycle or in the truck and easy to include if you want to do the CMAT or if you just want to go play and get lost in the Red Wing, Hastings, Welch area. Definitely something to include. Now, Sunset Trail is kind of a east-west road, sort of. It runs up above the river valley of the Cannon River. Then it drops down and will take you right to the edge of the river. You can drop a canoe. And then it winds its way back to Highway 19, which is kind of a main thoroughfare between Red Wing and Northfield. So it's just a nice little offshoot to hit. One thing that makes Sunset Trail sort of interesting is it runs by a elk farm, which you don't find very often. It's been here for quite a few years now. And what's it called? It's called the Frederickson Elk Farm. That's what it's called. Again, when I had my motorcycles, I always thought this was just a great section to hit when you wanted to get out and get some fresh air and see some beautiful scenery. It's nice farmland, beautiful along the river, and just a joy. So it is pretty residential here. It's not fully developed, but there's some older hobby farms and things like that. So when you come through here, just be respectful and don't speed. One thing I really enjoy about Sunset Trail is how it rides up on the farm fields and then it does these twisty drop downs towards the river. Unfortunately, it's a little late in the season for fall. All the leaves are gone. In fact, again, we're bordering on some snow here pretty soon, so you know, it's just fun to drive any time of the year, but in the fall, this is absolutely gorgeous. So I'm passing by one of the hobby farms that's here, and I love it because there's just this old barn that's right along the side of the road. It's absolutely beautiful. Another thing that's really cool about this trail is The river is just to my right, and then there's like this man-made rock wall that's on the left side here. Kind of a neat feature. Makes it interesting, and it probably runs, I don't know, a quarter mile maybe. So recently I've been having issues with my GoPro just stopping for no reason, and there it goes. Okay, well this morning hasn't been going like I had planned. I stopped in Meesville to kind of prep the cameras, and my check engine light came on. I stopped at a gas station before I got out here south of Welch, and realized I left my Osmo Pocket 2 at home. I realized I left my spare batteries for my GoPros at home. And I forgot my spare battery for this camera right here. I had everything packed, ready to go, except I was charging things. And I didn't head out like I thought. A couple days passed, and I thought it was all packed up. And I took everything, loaded it in the car, and left. Realized I left a lot of stuff at home. So I've got enough to get this video done, but forgive me if I don't have all the angles and things like that I normally have. But it's going to be good, and it's a great road, and it's a beautiful morning. It's not snowing, so I can't complain. But darn it, I wish I wouldn't have forgot that stuff. I just got chatting with the guy who was fishing down there, and he was from Indiana, just moved here. And he figured this was the safe place to play this weekend. I'm not in the woods and forest roads this weekend because it is the last weekend of also deer hunting rifle season. So it's a good idea just to let them have their time in the woods in the fall here in Minnesota. I'm going to continue on the trail here. There's a few miles left. I think the whole thing runs about 9 miles. Again, it's been kind of a weird morning. I forgot stuff. The truck is being weird with the check engine light. Not sure what's going on there. But, you know, I'm not working, and I guess that's half the fun, isn't it? This gravel road does cross the Cannon Valley bike trail a couple times, so beware of bikers. And again, you'll see people working out here. So something that's interesting about this road is there was a private airport just on the south side of this gravel road. It's not in use anymore, but it's still on the map, and it's on private property, so I'm not going to go check it out. So the land here is part of the Richard J. Dorr Forest System, which is scattered throughout southern Minnesota, the southeast corner of Minnesota. And it kind of, again, it's a area of land that is shared by private owners and by the state. It's protected, and right now it's being used for hunting, so I'm just not going to go exploring off the road too far. I don't have any orange, and everybody's got rifles and they're looking for deer, and I don't want to be one. Okay, so here's where things got a bit weird and troubling. But let me put this into context first. Oftentimes, to highlight roads, I may drive a stretch of road a couple times with cameras mounted at different places on the truck to get various angles or to get those camera drive-by shots that we all like to see. And normally, there's no issue. But today, someone who lives along the road got suspicious and decided to flag me down and basically block my way on the road with their truck. Now, to be honest, that made me a little bit nervous. She approached the truck, and while at first she was upset about what I was doing, our conversation became more pleasant when I mentioned why I was recording video. We talked about my YouTube channel, and that overall seemed to ease her fears. And here's the thing, I get her concerns. She mentioned at this time of year, because it's out in the country, people have been breaking into garages, hunting deer from their vehicles from the road, and she even mentioned having a few goats stolen. And she has family that live in various areas along this route. We ended up having a nice talk, and she mentioned that that old red barn along the road is over 100 years old and has only been hit by a vehicle twice in its history. And we both agreed that this area along the Canada River is absolutely gorgeous, and that she's fortunate to call such a nice area home. So after we chatted, I started to think about how I do my recordings. How can I keep highlighting these routes without drawing too much attention to myself? If I'm out in the sticks and forest roads or in remote places, it's not a big deal to take time with the cameras. But many routes and roads that are wonderful drives are also lined with many homes. I always stay off other people's property, and I never violate people's privacy. But sometimes people may not be so understanding when they see my truck with cameras. I want to keep doing what I'm doing, but I'll have to rethink how many takes or drives on a road I want to do to keep myself safe and avoid any further confrontations. If you're a content creator, please leave your thoughts below on what you do to avoid these uncomfortable and possibly unsafe run-ins with others. I think this sounds like a great idea for a future video, so stay tuned. Well, there you have it. That's Sunset Trail. It's 9 miles, and it runs basically from Highway 7 out of Welch along down towards the Canada River to Highway 19. Beautiful drive in the summer, beautiful drive in the fall. You are close to some homes and some small hobby farms, so be mindful of the private property and watch out for people who are using the Cannon Valley Bike Trail. It's a good road to include if you're going to do the Southeast Minnesota Adventure Trail. It's kind of the northern side of the Minnesota Driftless area, so it's absolutely fantastic place to explore. On the road, that is. So, until the next one, you guys take it easy and go get lost on some beautiful back roads.